everybody. This is Amy from Amyl The Sniffers, and you're listening to The Vinyl Guide. Our new album, Comfort to Me, will be out September 10, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Hey, I'm Gus from Amyl The Sniffers. I have pink eye. The record's out September 10th. The Vinyl Guide. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everyone, it's Nate. Welcome to episode 301 of The Vinyl Guide, the podcast for record collectors and music nerds. And today on the show, we have all members of the band Amyl The Sniffers joining us today. Amy, Declan, Bryce, and Gus. And let me tell you, they are in top form talking about their new LP, Comfort to Me, available now on all streaming and physical means. Ask your local record retailer for a copy of this album by one of Australia's greatest musical exports. Now, what those of you outside of Australia may not realize is that for most of the last year, the city of Melbourne and the state of Victoria have been undergoing some of the strictest COVID lockdowns around the world. Well over 200 days where its citizens cannot move beyond 5 kilometers of their house. Curfews have been enacted, very little normality, and of course, no concerts or shows of any significant size. The band Amyl The Sniffers are from Melbourne and have been caught smack in the middle of these lockdowns, having tours canceled and the work of the band grind to a halt. Now, however, Amy, Declan, Bryce, and Gus are emerging from this period with a great new album to show for their efforts and a tour schedule that is coming together to take them to new heights. And as Australians, we couldn't be more proud of this group. Certainly one of the best live bands out there today, and it was recently announced that Amyl The Sniffers will be playing on the bill with Foo Fighters and Liam Gallagher in Europe next summer. Well deserved for a band who continues to impress both live and on record. And I wholeheartedly encourage everyone to check them out. The debut album from Amyl The Sniffers is absolutely killer, and their new LP, Comfort to Me, is really next level. You can check it out at amylandthesniffers.com or ask for a copy of the record Comfort to Me at your local cool record shop. Also available at amylandthesniffers.com are tickets for their upcoming concert film, which we'll talk about today. They are a very visual band. They have 3 videos for the new album already, so check out their vinyl and online concert bundles at amylandthesniffers.com. And hey, if you love Amyl The Sniffers and enjoy what we do here on the show, please subscribe to the Vinyl Guide podcast. We have over 300 episodes you could access anytime, featuring interviews with the likes of Henry Rollins, The Chats, Ian Mackay, Max Cavalera, Andy Partridge, Tim Minchin, Dave Lombardo, John Sanders, and heaps more. Search for the Vinyl Guide on your podcast app, follow the show for free, and enjoy hundreds of episodes and interviews in our back catalog. And without further delay, let's point our ear holes towards Melbourne, Australia, and have a chat with Bryce, Declan, Gus, and Amy from Amyl The Sniffers.
Yeah, where are the boys? Usually they're very punctual. Oh, it's not even 11 o'clock yet. I'm too early.
No,
there you go.
I know. There you go. You're the. You should be the drummer. You're the timekeeper. You're.
Yeah. I should be. I'm the one who always is.
Oh, here we go. 2 of them. And Bryce Wilson.
Yeah, it's Gus. That's his girlfriend.
Got it. Gus has a girlfriend.
He does. This is first ever girlfriend.
G'day.
Good morning, Bryce. Hey, look at you, Gus.
How you going?
Oh, I've got pink eye.
Hey, Gus is going to bed. It's really late.
Show us. Whoa.
My eyes are fucked.
No.
Oh no. What happened? Are you going to bed or are you waking up?
Just woke up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks for putting the effort in.
Anytime.
All right. Guys, I'm very happy to have you all here on the call, and I was a little bit confused though, because I thought I always knew you guys were living in the same house, and as Deck has just brought me up to speed, you guys are no longer roommates. Do you miss each other?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw these guys. I saw them 48 hours ago. That's enough.
Are you guys close enough to where lockdown laws kind of still jibe with you guys getting together?
No.
Yeah, we're like within like a 2 kilometer radius rather than like a 5 kilometer radius.
So now you guys are in different locations. We could have a very open and honest conversation. Who's the worst roommate?
Oh, Gus, definitely.
Did you guys used to have like roommate meetings? Like, all right, who left the mess in the kitchen? Who ate my eggs? That sort of thing.
Not really.
We didn't
Just
really.
passive aggressive silence.
Lots of silent treatments.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You guys didn't have like couples therapy or anything like that you had to go through to learn how to communicate with one another?
No, that would have made it easier.
No, but we should have.
You know, Gus, when you pee on the lid, it really makes me feel invalued.
Declan was mostly responsible for that one.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, well,
And the
you know,
floor as
I'm
well.
tall and
Now, did Amy get the master room? Did she kind of have her own space there, or were all of you sharing the bathroom?
She got the master shed.
For a little bit.
She was out in the backyard in the shed for a hot minute.
She got the deluxe bucket.
yeah,
Yeah.
the granny flat.
So look, I'm in Sydney, and I'm just now getting a bit of a taste of the whole lockdown life that you guys have had for much of 2020. And I know there were a lot of plans for the band, and obviously personally as well for 2020 that got shit canned because of COVID. How did 2020 start? What were the plans, and what did you end up having to change because of the circumstances?
We were about 2 weeks away from doing a US tour, playing Coachella, and maybe like a 4-week US tour. And then we also had a 3-week tour with Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer in Europe, and those both got cancelled. And we were already going to do an album 2020, so we just ended up having a lot more time to do an album, really.
Are the songs that are on Comfort to Me, are those kind of largely the songs that you'd been collecting and focusing on with the intent of making the record?
Well, I guess like we started writing at the end of 2019 because we always knew that this album was going to be coming. And I guess like, yeah, we only write for albums pretty much. And yeah, I guess like it ended up becoming like a lot of the lockdown project because of going into lockdown. But I don't know. I think like a good part of this album is pre-lockdown, which I like.
Did lockdown shape it at all? I mean, the lyrically or musically?
I think maybe lyrically, but I think in terms of me, no. What about you guys?
I mean, yeah, not so much for me. I think the biggest thing might have been lyrically for Amy. Not to speak for her, but yeah, I think that kind of impacted her kind of like topics that she wrote about, like lyrically.
Mm-hmm. So this is during 2020, during lockdown, you guys were roommates. You were living in the same house, the four of you, right?
Yeah, and then after until like June, Amy moved out.
Mm-hmm.
She got her own place, and yeah, it was just the boys' house, and that's when the couples therapy sort of needed to be imposed.
After Amy moved out, did you guys just become like even more disgusting, or how did that work?
Yeah, I didn't think it was possible for Gus, but somehow he found a way to become more disgusting.
I'm getting the idea that Gus is the butt of a lot of jokes. Am I reading that right?
No one.
No, it's usually me. This is a nice sea change.
Oh, okay.
Though.
And picking on me when I've got fucking pink eye. Why are you kicking me while I'm down, bro?
I can kick anyone. Your next
I feel
date,
like pure
I'll do
shit.
it.
That's fine. Bring it on. Yeah, I can see because Bryce is being very quiet, trying not to attract the attention. I think that's.
I know. Well, I mean, it's pretty fun wearing a pink sweater's trying to not get the attention.
Hey, I look great in this.
So while you guys were roommates, did you guys also practice in the house, or did you have a specific practice place?
We've got a story.
No, we've been practicing, in a storage unit, in Northcote.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a fucking tiny little thing. It's like nothing fancy at all. But yeah, we never really practiced in the house. There was kind of like no spot for it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that we could have done the shed, but yeah, it just never kind of eventuated.
The neighbors would have had a problem with that, I imagine. Yeah,
Quite possibly. They're actually pretty good most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Were you guys good neighbors?
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
We made we got fucked up a lot. The fucking soccer ball, football got kicked over the fence a lot.
A lot. Yeah, that's me. Unfortunately, I don't know how Bryce never kicked the ball over he's just got a weak foot, I guess. I don't know. I was always kicking the ball over the fence.
Oh, wow.
So besides Loud parties, a lot of music. How did you guys do the common areas? Did you have like a shared record and music collections? Was the music going all night, that sort of thing?
Gus has got a ton of vinyl. Me and Deck have a little bit.
We didn't have a record player in the house for like the first 8 months. And then I bought one.
Oh my goodness, look who's joining us.
Amy's here.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing here?
Jump on in.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
What's for breakfast or lunch? Sorry, what do you eat? Very good. Need your potassium.
Bit of potassium in me.
Welcome. We're just talking records, and I was talking to the boys about how bad or messy of roommates they were. So, if you can, Amy, please rate them top to bottom. Who's the messiest?
I feel like there was a period when Bryce was just really cleaning heaps. Like he was doing the bathroom. He was just constantly on a cleaning spree. So Bryce is pretty good, but he walks around playing guitar all the time. So
That's work though. You know.
That's true.
Music is my passion.
I feel like Gus would be messy in the way where he'd like drink heaps and then there'd like be beer cans out. And then because he's still asleep, Bryce would get up and be like, damn it, there's beer cans everywhere. Declan, nobody cooked, so there was no mess ever.
How did he eat though? What did he just fast food all the time or what?
Yeah, pretty much. There was a big recycling problem. Heaps of cans and pizza boxes. Not me though. I just had banana peels.
Fair enough.
Coffee everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, I spilled coffee everywhere.
So we were just talking about the common areas and that Gus has a big record collection. So is Gus kind of the DJ of the house?
No, I'd say Declan would be.
Yeah.
We didn't have the record player for most of the time of us living there. We only had it for a few months until we moved out.
Mm-hmm. What kind of records?
We had a Bluetooth speaker. We pretended, I guess, that we were on vinyl and stuff, but a really shitty record player.
Oh, I think you got a shitty internet connection.
Yeah.
So, Gus, you're the record nerd of the group? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Uh-huh. Tell me about the record collection. What is the record collection like?
It's majority of it's Australian, I'd say. Like, majority of it's kind of like underground Australian bands of the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm. Is there an Australian band that you guys look to as like almost mentors or people that you know, I want to be where they're at. I want to do what they do.
Well, I feel like the Cosmic Psychos is one influence that we all like 100% agree on. Just like sonically and stuff, when we first started, we were like, they're the sickest band ever. And we did one of our first tours with them as well. So they were like our like dads of music.
Mm-hmm. Have you found the music community in Australia really cooperative? They take you under their wing. They support it?
I mean, in terms of that, I'd say like Gizzard, like in terms of looking up to like how they do things, like they took us on our first international tour, and also like, you know, they've got their own fucking warehouse and shit, and they run do their own records and all that sort of stuff, and like just do it all themselves, which is real cool. And I guess that's something we're kind of, you know, doing somewhat of a similar thing, just on a smaller scale.
Did you guys have plans to join Flightless before the tour, or joining the tour afterward, you decided to put the first album out on Flightless?
I think we were already going to put it out.
With Flightless.
Yeah.
I think it was like, I think Eric from Flightless, we had a coffee with him and we were kind of like, we would love for you to put the vinyl out, but only if you take us overseas.
Yeah. Very good. Negotiation. Yeah. And that was your first international tour, did you say?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So let me go backwards a little bit. Giddy Up, 2016. I understand, and of course, the nature of the show is physical media records and that sort of thing, right? 50 copies of that cassette were made, as I understand. And from what I also understand, about half of them were blank due to an error. Is that right?
Well, what happened was, we just started our band just then. And some guy in Adelaide, some 17-year-old person just sent us a message on Instagram saying, hey, can I please put this on cassette? We're like, hell yeah, definitely put that on cassette. That would be so cool to have a physical copy. And then he, just like literally put it on cassette by doing it like the slow way. So like playing every song over. Luckily, it's only 6 minutes. That we sold them only for $5 and it only cost him 50 cents. But I think a lot of them are really blank.
I got one that works.
All right. So you guys would take those 50 cassettes and sell them at shows, that sort of thing? Is that how it was distributed? Were people buying them on the net from you as well?
I'm not sure because I guess we probably sold a couple on Bandcamp, but I guess the shipping would have been way more than the cassette. But I remember getting a couple of messages being like, this is blank, and being like, well, it was only $5, so sorry about that. But I'm pretty sure now people sell them for like $3 million on the internet and stuff. So
they're very, very collectible. And from what I understand, it was written, recorded, and released within a 12-hour period. Before then, I mean, Amy, had you been in a band? Had you had aspirations of being in a band before then?
I hadn't been in a band before. And, it was written really quickly. Like, we all got home from work and like, study or whatever the hell we were doing. And we all lived together and just set up some instruments in the room. And, it's an EP, but if we're honest, it's definitely fucking demos. Like, one of the songs, 47 seconds. But no, I hadn't been in a band before.
Now, earlier that day, did you guys have in mind, let's record tonight, let's have some fun with it? Or did you just get on the beers and all of a sudden one thing led to another, someone's pressing record?
No, it was more like, wow, like what do we do? Like, I think it was like Callum, the original bass player, was probably like, oh, let's set up the recording gear. Like, he kind of knew a little bit about recording. And then I just came home, and then we came home and it was set up, and he's like, oh, let's record tonight. I'm pretty sure it went something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for like a couple of weeks, kind of thing. But like, kind of just never really made anything happen. But just came home one day and it was ready.
Did you have the name Amyl and the Sniffers at that point, or when did that come out?
We thought we were going to be called, because we wanted this, and like the B-52s, and we lived at this house on 121 Chapel Street, Balaclava, and so we're like, oh, let's just call ourselves the 121s. But obviously we found nothing like the B-52s. We called Amyl and the Sniffers because everyone sniffs Amyl, which is poppers. But my name's also Amy Louise. Okay.
So the name Amyl and the Sniffers, did that come that night on release? How much discussion was that about the name?
It was just like spitballing ideas in the hallway. It was like Rolly and the Taylors, which is Amy's last name and her dog. And then like, I guess like the Amyl Sniffers. And then that evolved into Amyl and the Sniffers sort of thing. Those are the only names I can remember. The Amyl Sniffers and Rolly and the Taylors.
So you guys all agreed? All right. Anyone have a problem with Amyl Sniffers? Nope. Okay. That's what it is. Boom. Out on the internet.
Yeah. I had a massive problem with it.
At what point did you realize a lot of people are connecting with this recording that you guys did?
I feel like we got like 40 plays on Bandcamp and we were like, holy fuck, we're fucking famous. So
probably not even that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any gigs? Any thoughts of gigs at that point?
Nah, but pretty early on we just got booked somewhere. I think we played like a 10-minute set at 2 a.m. once. I think that was our first show. Because obviously the first EP only goes for like 8 minutes or whatever, so.
Play it twice?
Yeah, play it twice.
Okay, so you guys release this album, or release these songs. They start kind of picking up some momentum. From what I'm getting, everyone's kind of like, wow, okay, this was unexpected. Let's make a go of it. Was that kind of the approach? Is that kind of the sequence of things?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess even though it's happened pretty fast, it also feels pretty gradual in a way, like just because it was all mostly pretty organic. So it's like, it's like we played in Australia, bits and bobs, and we just play shows as much as we can, and then like did a couple of tours, which are only like 4 or 5 days long because Australia's so few and far in between. And then I think when we started going overseas, that's when it started to intimidate me personally, just because I was like, well, the world's very big and like touring is pretty rough, like pretty hard.
What's the biggest surprise you've had going on some of those tours?
Probably just like how many people are actually rocking up to shows, I reckon. For me, like we're actually like fairly consistently selling out shows and stuff, which is pretty bizarre. Going to places that like I've never been or maybe even heard of, and actually seeing like people like connecting with it and actually into it. It's pretty bizarre.
Have you had some shows that the crowd's gotten really out of control? Anything like that? Any experiences you can remember like that?
people get pretty like rowdy. Like there's definitely a lot of injuries that go along at a Amyl the Sniffers show, like broken arms, broken noses, bloody faces, broken ankles, like dislocated knees, like all that stuff happens a lot.
And that's just the band.
broken heart.
Now that's just the band.
Now winding up to Big Attraction. So you guys have done Giddy Up 2016. Big Attraction, what became Big Attraction, you guys had a little bit more, I'm assuming, kind of planning for what that was going to be. How long did that take to record?
I can't really remember. I guess you can probably tell by chatting with us that a lot of this stuff just kind of like is very spontaneous and we, you know, like a lot of it were just like kids fucking around. But yeah, we were still living together at that time. We still had the original bass player, Callum. He set it up. We'd just stuff around like every couple of days. And I remember like struggling with lyrics because I was like, I don't know how to, because the first one was so spontaneous and just, you know, what's the word? I guess like intuitive. The thought of like having to think about lyrics and then record them later really confused me because it wasn't intuitive. It was more considered. And like I really work well with just like spontaneity. So I think it took like a month or two.
And then from what I understand, 20 cassettes of that were made.
I think 50. I remember our friend Hugh Ellis, who lived up the road from us. I think he like racked, like a cassette bloody thing.
A dubber.
A dubber, yeah. And I'm pretty sure we just went round to his place and just dubbed 50 of them. And then, just got like a little sticker machine and made the things.
And none of those were blank, I assume.
Well, probably a couple.
You guys sold those or gave them away at an EP launch, John Curtin Hotel in Melbourne. Is that right?
Yeah, and that was Gus's first gig with us as well.
Oh.
Yeah, my first ever show.
All right, Gus. So tell me about the phone call that you got.
I was at the pub. It was one night at the pub. And Declan called me and told me he wants me to, want me to quit my job. Like come to Melbourne in the next like 3 days or some shit, learn the set in like a few days and then fly to Melbourne and play. Mm-hmm. And then the power went out at the pub.
At the John Curtin Hotel?
I don't know if I've ever said that before. No, at the pub I was at when Declan called me.
Yeah,
I've never been a pub before. Like cops came and shit. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, after I got off the phone with Gus, I called up the pub and I was like, "Yeah, shut the power off," so he goes home now.
So you quit your job the next day, Gus?
No, well, like I got my friend to teach me how to play the songs because I couldn't learn it by myself because I was fucking useless back then. And then I got on a flight. I remember speaking of those cassettes on the tram ride to the show. I asked Amy if I could have a cassette, and she said no because that's not money we're getting back. Even though I just spent $400 on flights at the last minute, and Amy wouldn't give me a $5 fucking tape.
Fuck you.
Lol. Fuck you.
Did you pay for one?
No.
Okay.
So I don't have one. I got one of the first ones.
That's pretty horrible, eh?
Yeah, it is.
Sorry about that, man.
It's all good. It all worked out for the best.
That goes into band petrol. Everyone gives.
Yeah.
I'm a huge badass.
Totally.
I'm so stingy with money.
Are you the person who traditionally has kind of looked after the finances of the band?
Yeah, pretty much.
I can tell because you're always saying, well, the tapes cost 50 cents. We're selling them for $5. All right, yeah, okay.
I'm a businesswoman. What can I say?
That's right. Every band needs at least one, and preferably one.
Yeah.
At what point did the band start to realize, okay, our gigs are getting bigger and bigger. This kind of has legs to do something that we didn't expect?
We'll be back after these messages.
Hey there, do you know who just got a ton of used records up for sale? AudiofileUSA.com. They have over 42,000 titles in their online shop, all excellent and near mint condition. They do not screw around with records of mid-tier quality. Only the best vinyl makes it to AudiofileUSA.com. So you know that when you buy from them, all your records will be of supreme quality. AudiofileUSA.com is family-owned and operated, high-quality stock, and they love music, the exact type of businesses we love to support. Just point your browser to AudiofileUSA.com, search, dig, and find the gold. That's AudiofileUSA.com, home of the Holy Grails. Oh yeah, and don't forget to wash your record grooves with the Groove Washer, the #1 vinyl record cleaner in the world. Bring out the best sound for your vinyl experience by using the Groove Washer before each play. Ask for the Groove Washer by name at your local record shop and accept no substitutes. Or if you can't make it to the store, go to groovewasher.com and use discount code VinylGuide10 at checkout and save on everything you buy. Don't wait, your vinyl experience will be immediately uplifted by using the Groove Washer. That's groovewasher.com, discount code VinylGuide10. Go now!
Now we return to the program, already in progress.
No limits.
At what point did the band start to realize, okay, our gigs are getting bigger and bigger. This kind of has legs to do something that we didn't expect?
Well, like, it was pretty crazy. Like, there was like a lot of like excitement around us, I guess, but like on a very small scale, like just around like Melbourne people. And we were approached by like this guy who was like, oh yeah, like I want to manage you guys, and you know, like if you play your cards right, you could do this for a living. And that was like the first sort of time that I sort of thought about doing it as a living. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. Like, wasn't even thinking about doing it to that extent. And so that's when I guess like started taking it seriously. Gus joined the band and we plugged along a little bit, and then we met our managers that we currently have. And they sort of helped us get onto Flightless and overseas.
Right. Okay. Were you already aware or even connected with the Flightless community before that point?
I think we'd played a show with the Murlocs who were on Flightless, and that was probably the first time we met Eric from Flightless, I think.
No, we first met Eric, I believe we played at a festival in Adelaide where the Murlocs were playing, and Eric, who runs Flightless, went along with them because obviously they have a connection. And that was the first time we met. And, yeah, he saw us live and was like, well, that was pretty special. And then it kind of went from there. The
songs that are on the debut album, were those kind of legacy songs that were had, or were they more spontaneously written?
No, we spent a little bit of time writing those ones because mainly with that album, it's like as the first two EPs were so short and it's like we were such a live band, we realized that our set was only like, it could literally only get to 30 minutes because there was nothing else to put in there. And as well, we just wanted to play new songs. So that album was mainly written just because we wanted to have new songs to play live. I think we probably started writing it at around 2018 and it was recorded. Oh, no, that's fucking wrong. We would have started writing it 2017. 2018 and put it out 2019.
I would imagine you guys would also road test the songs. Like, how does this one work with the crowd? Oh, Go Fuck Yourself is getting this really big response. Let's definitely work on that.
Well, Go Fuck Yourself was actually, the lyrics were written in the studio. So that one wasn't road tested, but most of the other ones were road tested as they were written just for playing live mostly. I think, yeah, Gack That Anger, Go Fuck Yourself, and there was another one were written. Control. They were written like pretty much in the studio or like the 2 weeks coming up to that. But the rest of them were all in a live set.
Do you still like that, writing the lyrics spontaneously? Like even for this new album, you've had a year of quarantine to really even overthink some words. Did you still not take advantage of that and focus on the spontaneousness?
Yeah, in a lot of ways it just kind of happened naturally. I spent a lot of time on the lyrics just because of like my headspace over the last year has just been super turned up and, you know, just like been pretty low and pretty existential. So I had a lot of fun like working on the lyrics during that and just trying to get better at it and link words and like get across how I think because I feel like it's so much easier for me to express how I think and feel through lyrics rather than trying to articulate it in a conversation. But some of the songs were also written in the studio lyrically just because, not even because I planned to do it, just because I was like umming and ahhing about what words and I didn't feel like anything fitted in properly and I wasn't doing doing it by my standards. So then, yeah, I just ended up doing them spontaneously.
Do you sometimes labor over a lot of words? It sounds like maybe 90% of them come very quickly, and then you spend a lot of time on that final 10%.
Yeah, I think songs like on the album that's about to come out, but songs like Maggot, I spent heaps of time on. Capital, I spent heaps of time on that as well. Whereas other songs like No More Tears was just written in one go. So, it just depends, really.
And I'm starting to hear some new things on the record. Hurts. I think that has keyboards in it. Is that, would I be hearing that
Not
right?
that I know.
No, but it does feel like a keyboard song. It sounds very like new wavy. So I thought like if there was an Amyl song that was going to have keyboards, that would be it.
I'm seeing the videos, and they seem very, I guess, cinematic, especially Guided by Angels. It feels like a piece of something larger. What has been the approach on the videos for this?
We're working with PHC Films, like it says on my hat just here. Nobody will see that, but I can tell you about it. And so the person who comes up with all the ideas is John, who works for PHC. There's just two dudes, John and Max, who are really close friends of us. So the ideas with that is all kind of him, and he's, he doesn't really want to make film clips. He wants to make movies. And so he's not like fucking around with the music clip world too much. But luckily for us, we got to work with him. And it's all his ideas, really.
And I believe there's a live stream coming up in the near future. Is that connected with these same filmmakers? Or can we expect more videos?
Yeah, we're meant to be making another video for the next single. And the live stream... the live stream will be shot by John. And so they made a music documentary called Chunky Shrapnel about King Gizzard. So it'll be one take of the full album, like one camera, one take, no stopping, the whole album coming to me. Let's
talk a little bit, I'm holding up a record here, about the cover of the debut album. Tell me about the creation of the cover.
We were maybe going to do this, like just a photo of us, but then all the record labels said no. So then Benny at Flightless put that together for us. Pretty last minute.
Now, you guys weren't involved in this. This wasn't the band putting it together.
Yeah, like it's always a collaboration, kind of, more or less. But yeah, like, there's always bits and bobs. So it's quite a while ago. I can't really remember that much.
Tell me about this record, Live in Croydon.
Live at the Croxton.
Croxton. Is it Croxton? I thought it was Croydon. Was that UK, right?
No, the Croxton's Melbourne.
No, I didn't know that. Okay. Live at the Croxton.
Yeah, Live at the Croxton. Yeah, that was, I can't even remember when that was. My brain's all fucked up from fucking COVID. But
it was
30th of August.
August 30th, 2019. Say boom. Boom.
You did that with no notes.
Very good.
That's the day after your birthday. That's how you remember.
Live records are best.
What the hell, Bryce? What the fuck?
So you guys recorded the set, and then decided, you know what? This came out so well, let's release a bit of a single.
I think so. And I think as well, just like for me personally, like live music is my favorite kind of consuming music. Like growing up, I know this is about vinyl and records, but I personally just went to live shows constantly, and like, that's really where I found my like self and place and community and stuff, going to live shows and seeing live bands. Like I could see the worst band in the world and I'd still think it's the best band in the world if I saw them live. And so I guess it's cool to have that in vinyl form because you get the best of both worlds.
Now, did you have someone that you looked up to in terms of being a live performer?
Not necessarily, to be honest. When I was growing up, I went to a lot of hardcore shows in the local area. That were just all ages things, and like any kind of music really. There was like rock shows, garage shows, hardcore shows, and I remember there was just like mainly only males on stage. I don't think I saw a female on stage until I moved to Melbourne, and so I remember like looking at the merch seller and being like, I could sell merch one day, because I don't know, I just never saw someone like me on stage. So
Giddy Up was really the first time where it really dawned on you to be a performer.
I think maybe a little bit before that, because all the boys played in different bands prior to Amyl The Sniffers, and whenever I'd drink, I'd get the mic and freestyle rap over their music. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is fun. This is what I want to be doing.
So you guys were all roommates first and then a band second, sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, minus Gus because he was in Tassie.
Yeah. Gus was doing the band Bus Money. Is that right?
Yeah, I was.
Tell me about Bus Money, Gus.
Fuck, I don't know. There's not much to tell. I played drums in that band, not bass. Pretty much just an aggressively mediocre Cosmic Psychos rip-off band. Good fun though, you know. Love those boys.
So there's I believe a cassette, First Stop.
Oh yeah, true.
First stop.
Bus Money cassette. I don't even think I have one of those. So fucking
You know what? You could have traded Amy for one when you got up to Melbourne.
Yeah, I could have.
I don't want your shit.
It's half. Yeah, it's just a live set. I think it's half. Well, it's a split with another band, but I can't remember what band it is either. Fuck.
According to my research, 15 copies of the cassette were made.
Yeah, right.
And it was recorded on a phone. Does that?
Yeah, true. I really don't know. I really couldn't tell you. It's been so fucking long ago.
Okay. That's all right. Let's see if Bryce remembers Lunatics on Pogo Sticks any better.
Hell yeah. We just released a new album.
A new one or the Sniffing Lavender?
A new one, like a few days ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're still an active part of Lunatics on Pogo Sticks.
Yeah, we weren't doing anything for a really long time though, but it was just like over the past 4 months, we were just like, yeah, let's slap something together. Might as well. Mm-hmm. We're not planning on playing any shows or anything, but
you guys are on the bill with the Foo Fighters in Spain next year, and God willing, that goes forward. But beyond that, are there any other shows that are starting to appear on the horizon?
We've got stuff penciled in. It's pretty dire though. Australia, for context, we're currently in lockdown, so is most of the country. But meant to have that Foo Fighters one next year. We've meant to have like a little American or European or UK tour lined up for 2022 as well. We're meant to maybe go over to the UK in November, but it's really hard to say. Yeah, it's impossible to make plans, really.
Mm-hmm. Is everyone all vaxxed up in the band?
I got my first jab. The rollout in Australia is piss weak. It's absolutely pathetic. Like, they don't have enough doses of stuff. They're, like, giving out mixed messages. There's an AstraZeneca, but they didn't let under 40s have it because they said it was a health risk. Then they opened it up to under 40s, but still advised people not to get it, but get it if they want. Now they finally opened it up to everybody to get it, to just go and get it. But yeah, it's been a real shit show over here. But I got like a black market Pfizer.
Ooh, you got a black market Pfizer. You knew someone at a chemist?
I knew I had a friend in the business who gave me a cheeky jab.
Oh, very good. Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure everyone in Australia will get an opportunity to get a jab in order to get the numbers up before the election. So I'm sure that's going to be great. By the way, I'm in Sydney, and I just got an email that said my Vivid tickets were canceled.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, it's a shame. You're in Sydney, are you? I didn't know that.
I am. Yeah, I can't leave the house. So,
have you got your jab?
I got my jab. I got my second one. I'm a little bit older. I got my second AstraZeneca last week.
Oh, nice. I can get my second one now, but
as of today.
Yeah, from today. But
what are you doing? Let me know. I might come with you to get mine or some shit.
I'll hit you up after this and we'll have a chat.
Oh, see, now she's going to give you something there. That's
pay for it though, Pete.
Man, I've been promised a trip to the ice cream shop today by Amy, so I hope that goes ahead. Who knows?
So, what is the playbook for Amyl and the Sniffers? You know, a lot of Australian bands, they do really well here, and then they up sticks and move to the UK or to the US. Has there been any discussion about moving beyond Australia's borders?
I think we'll do it if it made sense to do it, like in a practical kind of way. I think we're not like strongly opposed to it because it'd be kind of fun to just experience different things. I personally get really homesick when I'm away from Australia. I feel really good when I'm here and like, I don't know, I just like it. But I'd go over there for like 3 months or something if it made sense to, just to try something new and see what happens. As well as, you know, if you're in Sydney, it's like getting overseas is so expensive from Australia. And that's why our tours have had to be so long, just because like getting visas and tickets, it's like you just have to be over there for 3 months for it to be worthwhile. So because we've gone overseas for like 4 months at a time on tours before, so it'd probably make more sense if we just relocated and took it by the weekends.
Mm-hmm. It's so limited, the number of places you could play in Australia and how to even get around here locally.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK or the US, you could just drive to different cities, play a new place each night to a new crowd.
Yeah. It's a whole different landscape, really. But I kind of like that because it's like, it just makes us slightly different from the Northern Hemisphere bands just because we've come from a different setup. Maybe it makes us bigger pussies with tours because we just usually do 3 days and go to bed, but nonetheless, I like it.
So with Comfort to Me, the records that you have, it's not on Flightless. Is this kind of a self-distributed affair?
Yeah, we're getting help from Caroline who are doing the distro for it. And but it's just like, it's pretty much like our own record label, but we don't do anything more than what we do. They just put it out for us and it's just more self-owned like that. So,
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I really love the DIY kind of culture and stuff. But as a band, we don't, we have elements of that, but we also are part of like labels and like have management and people who work for us and help us out who like, I really value those people because they're all just people who love music and want to be in the music industry too. But then there's this aspect of it where it's like, like making those 50 cassettes really crap and like doing the DIY thing is so appealing and like, pure and fun and a challenge in a fun way. Mm-hmm. So I guess with the idea with this was just to try and like, not that I'm doing anything more than I was doing before, but try and move closer to that.
So what are the DIY elements that are still within Amyl and the Sniffers?
I guess just like we still control like, which should be pretty much every band, but we still control the music that we make. Like I made a zine for the Comfort to Me deluxe thing. Mm-hmm. I hand painted a bunch of record covers too to give to record stores as a wrap.
I saw those. Those are awesome.
Yeah, I got some too. I got some behind me, but doesn't matter, I guess, because it's just audio. But yeah, like all that kind of stuff. Like when you can kind of connect with people and like fucking like they're a human and do things just for fun. That's, I guess, DIY to me. But I'm also like across getting like emails and shit because I like to know. I don't want to be ripped off. I don't want to be fucked around, and I like knowing what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And with the
my own pedals too, which is fun. So
what's that again?
I've been making my own pedals.
Oh, really?
And that's like
guitar pedals.
The only DIY thing I've ever done in my life, and it feels fun.
Are you breaking out the soldering gun and
yeah, got that.
Doing that thing? Are you making those available to other musicians, or is it just kind of yourself?
It can be available for the right price, but there's only like one-offs at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, everybody pays rent, so if you want to buy a pedal, hit me up.
Look, I think that those are the sort of things that you can kind of do alongside the band, and it actually even benefits. It's not like, cool. Yeah, your own beer. Cool. Do you see the Meanies have come out with their own tequila?
That would be great.
Yeah, and that's $200 a bottle. Yeah.
Hell yeah! You guys should start selling bottles of piss. I'm sure there'll be people on eBay who'll want it.
Bottles of piss.
Yeah.
Maybe we can try making our own Amyl Nitrate out the back of my house.
Yeah, we could just rebrand some leather cleaner or some petrol and call it.
You can invent something that actually gets the soccer ball from the neighbor's yard automatically.
Hey.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So with the new record, you guys have had several different vinyl variations. I think there's a swirl one out of Australia. There's some melt ones out of the UK. Do you guys get involved in those sort of decisions as well? Like what colors?
There's also a red vinyl called Roma Red after Gus Roma's red hair, the bass player right there. Mm-hmm. So that one was definitely our idea. Of the first album, we've just made a Fuck Every Cunt Gold edition. Mm-hmm. That's available in America. Some of them we really have fun with. I went down to Zenith, which is where the records are getting printed or pressed, I guess, and helped pick the colours and looked at like the big bags of bloody coloured balls and stuff.
Okay. And you said a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Let's kind of make these different colors and
bit of blue, bit of pink. Yeah.
You supervised everything. You are really across it. You've got you have like an Excel spreadsheet about all the different ins and outs of the band?
Nah, it's way more chaotic and scat than that. But I just like being across it a fair bit. I think as well, it's like I like want to use my brain. I don't want to. I value that.
Yeah.
And I like being part of it because I think it's fucking pretty cool. And the more I can learn, the happier I'll be.
Yeah. And you guys get involved? You get involved in the artwork of the T-shirts and everything like that goes out with the bands as well?
Yeah, we're all like responsible for like choosing artists to collaborate with, but like we don't really make any like create any art ourselves. Usually leave that to the professionals. But we always have like final say in kind of what goes out artistically.
And tell me about the phone call that you guys got when you were made aware of these Foo Fighter gigs. Was that a surprise, or did you know something was brewing in the background?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I remember the first time we played with Foo Fighters was at the beginning of 2018, I think. Yeah. Okay. And
in Adelaide, yeah.
I remember the phone call for that. I was with our booking agent at the time in Brisbane, and he got this phone call, and it was pretty crazy. I'm not going to say what happened, but yeah, he got this phone call, and he was like, "Oh yeah,
you?
Hey,
what was happening to you?"
Well, no, there was just I don't know. It was snowing in Brisbane, and I was going to get a tattoo that day, and yeah, Glenn got this call, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like Foo Fighters want you to play with them in either Perth or Adelaide," and I was like, "Oh, I really want to do Perth because that's my hometown. That'd be cool." But we got Adelaide, fucking hell. And and yeah, I remember that moment. And like for context, like the next 2 days later, we came back to Melbourne and played at the front bar of Last Chance to, I think the capacity was 80 people. So like that's like what level we were at back then. And then this time it just sort of came through in like an email. It was like, these are the proposed shows. And I was like, oh yeah. Liam Gallagher's cool. Madrid is great. Holla, everybody in Espanol. And yeah.
The reverse headline.
Yeah, the reverse headline show.
The headliners are playing reverse, I heard.
Yeah.
What's the largest crowd you played to this point?
I think, to be honest, it was maybe Meredith Music Festival. I think maybe that was the biggest.
Both Merediths have been fucking pretty the biggest.
I think maybe they got up pretty big, like maybe like up to 15,000 almost.
No, I think only 12,000 people go. Only like 12,000 people go to Meredith, I think. But a fuckload of people.
Well, then they got up to like 15,000.
15,000, wait a minute, because the Foo Fighters and at some of these stadium shows in Perth, that would have been 50,000, wouldn't it?
No.
Well, when we played with them in Adelaide, there wasn't anybody there. Because
There's about 200 people in a bloody 15,000 capacity stadium.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's going to be very different in Madrid. So, playing these larger shows, do you do anything different? Do you prepare differently for those?
Yeah.
Same old, really.
Mm-hmm.
Put sunscreen on.
Okay. So, for instance, Amy, you go out there, you have command of the crowd. It's pretty much the same for you, whether it's 15,000 or it's 1,500.
Pretty much, yeah. Nothing really different except people can't see me as well because I'm so little.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do they let you use the ego ramp to go all the way out to the crowd as far as you can?
Nah, they didn't actually let me. They said I couldn't.
Ego. I need ego.
Guys, thank you all for taking the time to come on the show. Is there anything you want to talk about that we haven't talked about yet? Not really, but I hope everyone comes along to the live stream if they feel like it. And I think we're all pretty proud of the next album and vinyl, so I hope the people like it too. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's great. And one of the few perks that there are for being a bit of a music reporter is you get to hear things in advance. And this album is, again, I love the debut, and this is just another level up. So well done to all of you. I'm very excited. And as an adopted Australian, I've been here 20 years now, but as an adopted Australian, I can't begin to say how proud we are of you guys and the success that you're having. And when I see you guys, announcing those killer dates or coming out with those records, it's like, yes, one of us is lifting off. Thank you. That's so nice. It feels really special. What date is that live stream?
It's on the
October 5th.
Yes.
October 5th.
Nice.
I'm a date guy.
I know, yeah. Well done, Deck. And Deck, what's everyone's birthdays in the band? Go.
Amy is January 4th, Capricorn. Gus is December 5th. No, I'm just kidding. It's 6th. And Bryce is July 13th, and I'm August 29th.
All right.
What's your
birthday?
June 12th.
Nice.
June 12th.
June
This happened a couple of whiles ago.
A little while ago, yeah. It's my second birthday in lockdown. But oh well, it is what it is. You know? All right, everyone, don't forget Amyl and the Sniffers' new album, Comfort to Me, out September 10th. The streams will be out there, available that day. And of course, I always encourage people to listen on their phones if they can, but also order the vinyl. Go to amylandthesniffers.com. There's a UK store. There's a US store. There's, of course, an Australian store. There's bundles. There's a version that came with a little zine. I'm not sure if that one's sold out yet or not. So you get up there quick. There's tote bags. There's some shirt packages. There's also the ability to be able to win one of the vinyl covers hand painted by Amy. I think there's probably half a dozen or so chances to win. And it's really cool. So again, amylandthesniffers.com. The new album, Comfort to Me, September 10th. It is awesome. Everyone, thank you so much, guys, and everyone for joining us here.
Thanks. You've talked to some really special people, so that you've talked to us too.
There we go. Declan, Bryce, Gus, and Amy, Amyl and the Sniffers. The new album, Comfort to Me. It's out now. Go to amylandthesniffers.com for the links to get all the vinyl variants from around the world. No matter where you're at, America, UK, or good old Australia, there are special vinyl variants for you. amylandthesniffers.com. And gang, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. That's it for this episode of The Vinyl Guide. Thank you for tuning in. Please share these episodes on your social media, Facebook, Instagram, tweet them on Twitter. Show your friends how to use that smartphone of theirs to load up the Vinyl Guide podcast. That is hugely appreciated. Even leave us a positive review at iTunes, 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10 stars. Say something nice. That's always appreciated. And we'll be back shortly with a brand new episode. So until we talk next time, get out there and buy some records, people. Cheers.
That's it for this episode of The Vinyl Guide. Send your thoughts to Nate at thevinylguide.com or follow or tag us on Instagram at Vinyl Guide. Until next time, keep spinning.